This is Canada's most beautiful mountain town. And no, it's not Banff. This is Canmore, Alberta, and I'm spending a full day here without doing the usual mountain town checklist. So no big hikes, no summit, and no crazy plans. Just bagels, quiet streets, famous bridges, and a place that went from just another mining town to one of the prettiest towns in the world. Hello and welcome to the channel. Today I'm driving about 100 kilometers from Calgary to one of my favorite towns in the Rockies, Canmore. Canmore is a small mountain town located on the traditional land of the Stoney Nakoda, Blackfoot, and the Tsuut'ina Nations. It's currently early spring and the air is still crisp, about 10 degrees, and the town is still waking up. Canmore sits at an elevation of about 1,300 meters and is home to about 14,000 people, but on a weekday morning like this, you'd never guess it. Unlike its neighbor Banff, Canmore wasn't born out of tourism. In 1884, Queen Victoria's Royal Engineer named this place after a Scottish king, Malcolm Canmore, the name translating to Big Head. But it was coal that truly shaped this valley. For a century, this wasn't a place for quiet strolls. It was a rugged working man's town of miners, smoke, and steam trains. The turning point came in 1979 when the last mine closed, forcing the town to reinvent itself, replaced by art galleries and quiet streets. But the blue-collar bones of the town are still right beneath the surface. To start off my day, it's time to get some breakfast. Usually, the line stretches out the door, but since it's a weekday, I was at the counter immediately. I ordered the Amigo with bacon. It's warm, heavy, and honestly, much more than I could finish in one sitting. But it's the perfect fuel for a morning with no plans. Leaving the main street behind, I found the trailhead right at the edge of town. The concrete sidewalk quickly gives way to this peaceful trail. Along the way, I came across an oddly shaped bench that was tilted upwards toward the sky. I sat there for a few minutes just to take it in, before putting the camera down and walking onto the dry seabed to watch the traffic go by. As I kept walking, I passed the town's famous Big Head sculpture, a landmark you can't miss before finally stepping onto the wooden planks of the main boardwalk. Across the creek, there's beautiful mountain homes and hotels of the Spring Creek area. The entire boardwalk loop is just under 1.5 kilometers, taking about 20 to 30 minutes to complete at a slow pace, making it the perfect easy escape right on the edge of downtown. It's a lot quieter than it usually is. I think it helps that I came here on a weekday. If I were here on the weekend, it would be a lot more crowded. I'm really liking this vibe without the tourists. Now, obviously there still are tourists around, but it's still a lot more peaceful than Banff usually is. Morning. Seeing the new buildings rising just behind the trees is a gentle reminder of how Canmore lives, where modern development and raw mountain nature exist side by side. The boardwalk temporarily gives way to a paved road before leading to a beautiful wooden pedestrian bridge, a popular spot where people often pause to capture the view. Leaving the creek behind, I stumbled upon the old Northwest Mounted Police Barracks, built back in 1893, a quiet relic from a time when these mountains were still an unsettled frontier. And just down the road sits an old Anglican church from 1890. Its classic French doors and a waving Canadian flag holding a century of quiet stories in the middle of a changing town. But now it's time to head towards one of the most iconic landmarks in the valley, the historic Engine Bridge. Standing on the shore, the water of the Bow River is incredibly clear, perfectly reflecting the quiet mood of the day. As I made my way towards the Engine Bridge, the morning chill finally broke and the weather started to warm up beautifully. Built by the Canadian Pacific Railway in 1891, this bridge was once the lifeline for the local mines, carrying heavy coal trains across the Bow River. Walking through its massive black steel beams today, you can see the deep coat of rust left behind by over a century of mountain weather. A beautiful reminder of the industrial past that built this town. And if these rusted beams look familiar, it's probably because they starred in HBO's The Last of Us. Leaving the historic bridge behind, it's time to head to my final stop of the day. Nestled right at the base of the mountains, Quarry Lake is a place where you get spectacular views straight from the parking lot. Sure, it costs a few dollars to park here, but the immediate access to the trails makes it well worth it. It's honestly so crazy to me that you get views like this straight off the parking lot. What a fantastic view this is. So this is the first time I actually get to experience this. And just like the story of the rest of this town, this I believe also used to be a open mining pit. Quarry Lake. Okay. Even though it's early spring and the air has warmed up to about 12 degrees, the lake is still partly frozen, completely closed off to the public because of thinning ice. It's hard to believe looking at it now, but this peaceful park was actually an open-pit coal mine until the late 1970s. When the mining stopped, the massive pit was reclaimed and filled with fresh mountain spring water, turning a scar on the landscape into one of the most beautiful lakes in the valley. Plus 12 degrees Celsius, the lake is completely frozen, and I saw a sign that said that the place was actually closed because of thin ice, but it's still a nice place to walk around. And it doesn't really feel that cold, even though there's still a lot of ice on the path. It's a pretty nice day out for a walk. By the end of my time here, I think I understand a little bit better why Canmore feels different to me. Banff is beautiful, no doubt about it, but Canmore feels like a mountain town you can actually breathe in. I didn't do a huge hike. I didn't chase a famous viewpoint. I just walked around, ate a really good bagel, followed the creek, crossed an old bridge, and ended up at a frozen lake. And somehow, that was enough. So yeah, I came here wondering if Canmore might be Canada's most beautiful mountain town, and honestly, I think it has a pretty strong case.